Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna, Krishna
जय
Krishna,
श्री
Hare
कृष्ण
Hare
चैतन्य
Ram,
प्रभु
Hare Ram, Ram
नित्यानंद
Ram,
श्री
Hare
अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि
Krishna
गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण everyone. So today is Monday. It is the 4th December. It is Margasesha Masa or Keshav Masa, Krishna Paksham, Saptami Tithi. There are no Vaishnava events today, so we shall quickly enter into daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so the Goswami is glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and he was so pleased that with the questions raised by, inquiries raised by Saunakadi sages. So, how beautiful it is, one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and glorifying the Lord in different ways. Yesterday we have seen the Lord from whose lotus feet the Ganges is emanating, and the Lord Brahma has collected this water for his worship, and also Lord Shankara also keeps on top of his head to purify himself further. And who else is eligible to worship? Likewise, except the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. He was mentioning yesterday, Atapyat Pada Nakavasrustam Jagadvirincha Uputarhanambaha Sa Isham Punati Anyatama Mukundat Ko Namaloke Bhagavad Padartaha. So likewise he was glorifying. So who else is eligible or apart from the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Ko Namaloke Bhagavad Padartaha. So further, so the Goswami is further saying that and once whoever is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so what happens to them? These are called who has controlled the mind and all of their senses. Immediately they are attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then in a moment of time, they would leave everything. They would leave all the material affairs, and then take the shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and then they will be completely in the renounced order of life by accepting the path of non-violence. So, but material people, they cannot give up immediately this material attachment. It is very difficult. But here, who has controlled the mind and all the senses, they can give up all those things. And who, at the same time, who have got the attachment with the Supreme Lord. So, likewise, so the Goswami is saying, and we are in the first canto, chapter 18, verse number 22. Yatra anuraktaha sahasaiva dhira vipohya dehadishu sangamodham vrajanti tatparamaham shamantyam yasmin ahimso upashamah swadharmaha yatra anuraktaha sahasaiva dhira. Unto whom anuraktaha, so this firmly attached, sahasaiva dhiraha, dhiraha, the people who are all self-controlled, free from the duality. Yatra anuraktaha sahasaiva dhira. Sahasaiva, they will all of a sudden, what they will do? Vyapohya dehadishu sangamodam, and leaving aside all the gross body and subtle mind, sangamodam, relating to all attachment with the material things which are related to the material world. Vyapohya dehadishu sangamodam. So those are the yatra anuraktaha saiva dhera vyapohya dehadishu sanghamudam. And what they do after leaving this material world? Vrajanti tat paramahamshamantyam. Vrajanti tat paramahamshamantyam. And they will go away from all this material world and take the shelter of lotus feet of the Lord. Paramahamshamantyam. So that is the highest stage of perfection. Yasmin ahimso upashama swadharmaha. Yasmin ahimsa upashama swadharmaha. So, and what is the path they have taken? That is the path of non-violence and renunciation. Upashamaha, free from all material activities. Ahimsa with non-violence. And swadharmaha, they take that one as a occupational, consequential occupation. So, and then completely they will immerse themselves in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the position of Dhera, who has attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yatra anudaktaha sahasaiva dhera vipohya dehadishu sanghamodam pratinti tat paramahamshamantyam yasmin ahimsa upashama swadharmaha. So, translation for this verse is: self-controlled persons who are attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna, can all of a sudden give up the world of material attachment, including the gross body and subtle mind, and go away to attain the highest perfection of the renounced order of life, by which non-violence and renunciation are consequential. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Only the self-controlled can gradually be attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Self-control means not indulging in sense enjoyment more than is necessary. And those who are not self-controlled are given over to sense enjoyment. Dry speculation is a subtle sense enjoyment of the mind. Sense enjoyment leads one to the path of darkness. Those who are self-controlled can make progress on the path of liberation from the conditional life of material existence. The Vedas therefore enjoin that one should not go on the path of darkness, but should make a progressive march towards the path of light or liberation. Self-control is actually achieved not by artificially stopping the senses from the material enjoyment, but by becoming factually attached to the Supreme Lord by engaging one's unalloyed senses in the transcendental service of the Lord. The senses cannot be forcibly curbed, but they can be given proper engagement. Purified senses, therefore, are always engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. This perfectional stage of sense enjoyment is called Bhakti Yoga. So, those who are attached to the means of Bhakti Yoga are factually self-controlled and can all of a sudden give up their homely or bodily attachment for the service of the Lord. This is called the Paramahamsa stage. Hamsas or swans accept only milk out of a mixture of milk and water. Similarly, those who accept the service of the Lord instead of Maya's service are called Paramahamsas. They are naturally qualified with all the good attributes such as pridelessness, freedom from vanity, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, respectability, worship, devotion, and sincerity. All these godly qualities exist in the devotee of the Lord spontaneously. Such Paramahamsas who are completely given up the service of the Lord are very rare. They are very rare even among the liberated souls. Real non-violence means freedom from envy. In this world, everyone is envious of his fellow being. But a perfect Paramahamsa, being completely given up to the service of the Lord, is perfectly non-envious. He loves every living being in relation with the Supreme Lord. Real renunciation means perfect dependence on God. Every living being is a dependent on someone else because he is so made. Actually, everyone is dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord. But when forgets his relation with the Lord, he becomes dependent on the conditions of material nature. Renunciation means renouncing one's dependence on the conditions of material nature, and thus becoming completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. Real independence means complete faith in the mercy of the Lord without dependence on the conditions of matter. This Paramhamsa stage is the highest perfectional stage in Bhakti Yoga, the process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it is very beautiful purport, and it is also this execution of devotional service is mentioned in the third canto, 28th chapter as well. So 25 is Bhakti Yoga, 28th chapter is the execution of devotional service. How one can attach to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by meditating. So that is a different process where the individual person is sitting at one place, and how he can control his senses, and also it inclusive of pratyahara, and also dhyana, pranayama. So all those things, one concentrates only with the Supreme. They are called dhira. This is the gataswadham imam deham virakto mukta bandhanaha avidyata gatirjahyat savai dhira udakrutaha. This is Vidura says to Dhritarashtra. Gataswadham imam deham virakto mukta bandhanaha avidyata gatirjahyat savai dhira udakrutaha. Whoever leaves all this attachment, gataswadham. In the previously, you have tried to enjoy all the senses. Gataswadham imam deham, using this body. Virakta mukta bandhanaha, after that leaving all this attachment. Avijnata gatir jahyad, without knowing to anyone, whoever leaves the home. Savai dhira udahrutaha, he is called dhira. So at the same time, yes, vakat paratoveha jata nirveda atmavan, either by his personal endeavor or learning from the others. Jata nirveda atmavan, knowing about the himself, self-realization, that knowledge. Kriti krutva harim gehat, pravrajesa narottamaha, he is called the Narottama. Whoever lives keeping only the Lord in his heart, he is called Narottama. That is also mentioned by Vidura to Dhritarashtra to make him leave the home at his end of his life. So that is the dhira here. And here the self-control, he is always thinking of only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we serve the Lord in different ways, with the moods, we will become attached to the Lord. At the same time, the detachment also takes place. So even the dry speculation is, so this is not this one, not this one, not this one, 90, 90, 90. So this is also kind of a dry speculation. So that is also one kind of sense enjoyment of the mind. This is Prabhupada says, one has to make progress on the path of liberation. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. So this is also mentioned in the darkness. Path of darkness, but should make a march towards the path of light or liberation. And our self-control is actually achieved not by artificially stopping the senses from material enjoyment. So even though we stop rasopyasya rasavajjam, this is still, it will be there. The taste is still there. We cannot give up the taste. But giving the higher taste, then the material taste can be subsided gradually. That is by giving the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. So one cannot be forcibly converted. So the taste still remains, and it will pull down at any moment. It is just like a snake which is just sleeping. As soon as it wakes up, and then it will immediately bite. So as in the perfectional Bhakti Yoga, all the senses, they will become very silent. and they sleep permanently when we progressively doing our service to the Supreme Lord. And Paramahamsa stage is the final stage of the life. So that is in the Paramahamsa stage. Initially, this is the sannyasis. So how one can detach initially. So he will be leaving the home, but still nearer to the home. That is one stage, Kutichaka. And then next is he is going to depend on other people, leaving the dependence and the home also, the Bahudaka. And then he wanted to spread further, and then that is Parivrajaka, and then finally Paramahamsa stage. He comes back to the one pilgrimage place, and then he just in relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Yatra Anurakta Sahasaiva Dhiraha. That is because he is attached, that Paramahamsa stage. They take only the milk out of the milk and water mix. So they know what is the essence of it. That is Saranganam Padambujam. Okay, so that is, and the devotees, they always having all these good qualities. Naturally, they will be developed. Yasyasti Bhagavad Jakinchana Tatraihi Sarvaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha. So they will Sarvaihi Gunaihi Tatra Samasate Suraha. They will have all the qualities of the demigods. And everything else is Prabhupada is very beautifully explaining, and there is so much of thing to explain, but due to the time consciousness, so yeah. And also Kapil Bhagavan also says, if we have got envious towards any other living entities, even though we are doing temple worship, then just if we have got envious or just thinking that why this person is doing like that, then he would not get Namana Santim Ruchati Bhuteshu Baddha Vairasya Namana Santim Ruchati. So he would not be peaceful. So that's why he always says that we need to see the Lord in all the living entities, even though when we are executing devotional service, worshipping the deities at the time, we should not be envious of anyone at all. Why you are doing like that? We should not question. Everything is under supervision of the Lord. So, but just we can inquire what could be the reason like that. Just inquiry is fine, but we should not question why you are doing like this, because that would immediately it will enable the ahankara. It will bring out the snakes behind, that is the ahankara snake that would come, enviousness. We can inquire in what could be the reason for this, like that kind of clarifications. Please explain humbly. It doesn't matter whoever it is, then this kind of nature would not come, enviousness would not come. So when he forgets the relation with the Lord, he becomes dependent on the conditions of material nature. That is, automatically he falls based on the Purusha Subhav Vihitan, according to the body he has got. And renunciation means it is the one's dependence on the conditions of material nature, and thus become completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord. So this is what we see sometimes in the villages. So many renounced order of people come to home, and then they beg for alms. But we do not know who is the Paramahamsa, who is not Paramahamsa. But many people, they do take such kind of occupations and realize practically. Someone wanted to try, some are real munis like that. So here Prabhupada further says, real independence means the complete faith in the mercy of the Lord without dependence on the condition of matter. It is the Paramahamsa stage, is the highest perfectional stage in Bhakti Yoga, the process of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Yatra Anuraktaha Sasaiva Dhira Vyapohya Dehadishu Sangamodham Vrajanti Tat Paramahamshamantyam Yasmin Ahimsa Upashama Swadharmaha. That is the path, Ahimsa Upashamaha. renunciation. That is the path of a dhira, and taking the shelter of only lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, thank you so much. So, and then we shall quickly attend Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So, today letter to Balimadda, November 13, 1969. It is a small letter only. So, can I request anyone to read this letter? Okay, I shall read it.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please.
My dear Balimardan, please accept my blessings. I am so pleased to receive your letter dated November 7, 1969, and have noted the contents carefully. You are a sincere devotee from the very beginning, coming from a very respectable family, intelligent, and your humbleness is a proof of your high parentage. Thank you very much for this Vaishnava quality. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised a Vaishnava to be humbler than a straw and more tolerant than the tree. Then he can become a perfect teacher. So, Krishna is giving you intelligence from within how to become preacher in distant countries to fulfill the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By this attempt only, we can become within the perspective of Lord's attention. Our endeavor should be not to see the Lord, but the Lord may see us. He will see us when we become con- in his confidence by rendering service unto him. The best service we can render is the preaching of his glories, by which the hearer is glorified and the Lord is eternally glorified. I hope your application for immigrant visa will be duly accepted because I know the Australian government is very much anxious to invite white people to domicile in Australia. So your application must be favorably treated. Regarding books, I have no objection to change the size 7 to 10 as you have suggested, and you can take quotation in that way. The pamphlets which you have sent about the big printing house Topan seems to be nice. Thamal Krishna has arrived here in London last night via New York. I request him to come here for some time to help organize the center. Please offer my blessing to Sudama and Chindamani. I hope this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Okay, Mataji, any takeaway points, Mataji, from here?
Yes, Prabhu, in the first paragraph, Prabhupada is mentioning the importance of preaching. Yes, always we know the heart of Prabhupada. He always want to preach. That is his mood. So Prabhupada was emphasizing that point, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also wanted. So Krishna Prabhupada is saying like Krishna is giving you the intelligence from within. So how to become preachers here? Krishna is providing you the chances, the facilities. So utilize that. So this is the word Prabhupada was mentioning is like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's words, like we should not try to see the God, work in a way that Lord want to see us. So that is the essence. So when Krishna want to see us, like when we preach his glories, when we try to glorify him, when we try to take Krishna to other people who is facing difficulties in the miserable world. So that is the best service, like that Prabhupada is mentioning. The best service we can enter is the preaching service. So Prabhupada was emphasizing the importance of preaching in the first paragraph, and the second paragraph again Prabhupada was mentioning like the administration thing, like to organize a new temple. So Tamala Krishna, a great devotee, so he has arranged. Prabhupada was calling him to organize the center. So and yeah, Prabhupada, it is more about communicating about the administrating thing, and also it's like every point, everything the devotees asked, and everything, every little services devotees, disciples did, and every little suggestion they made, Prabhupada noted everything and respond back them on time, so that they will not get discouraged, or they will feel like they are also the part of the movement, they are also important. So yes, Prabhupada is very good at appreciating people as well as encouraging them. So yes, that's all Prabhu I could recollect. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Very beautifully summarized. Any other points, dear devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
This is pointing out and connecting with the verse that we just read on Parahamsa stage, and it clarifies it by saying one should be humbler than a blade of grass and more tolerant than the tree. So this is such a strong and very put it in a nutshell what we should be like. Not to follow the senses where it takes you in Maya, sense gratification. To give that all up, you will be in a better place and you'll be closer to Krishna. You'll see the light. You'll see the light, and you get liberation when you reach that kind of stage. You're so self-controlled. You're actually overcome all the dry speculation, as you mentioned earlier on, about what life is about. And actually, we do speculate quite a lot because we don't know the truth. So what do, we go down the other road, and we keep assume that somebody's like this, somebody's like that, and that person is bad, and I'm better than them, and all that kind of attitude. So yeah, it's such a powerful message, and it actually conforms the verse that we just read. Is so beautiful. That's the message I got anyway. I don't know if I'm correct or not. So glorifying the Lord, you preach, but you have to be in a real good state of mind to preach, not just the sake of being as a show. You want to be looking for fame and fortune, whatever.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that is very beautiful point. And also Krishna will give the intelligence from within how to become preacher.
Yes.
And that is also very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about the Australia gaining entrance to Australia, about the race, I didn't know about that. I suppose it's common sense, because if you're a white face, you probably won't be acceptable.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned, apart from Paramahamsa stage, there is even a higher stage. I don't know what you called it earlier on.
Paramahamsa stage is the highest platform, and below that there are Kutichika, Bahodaka, and Parivrajaka. They're the levels of sannyasi order.
Oh, right. Because I thought Paramahamsa stage is a sannyasi level, no? It's even higher.
Yes. Paramahamsa stage is the highest one.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Okay, and from the announcements point of view, so tomorrow evening, so we are going to start the first practice preaching session. So hosting by Sharanya Mataji. So, and for her voluntary service, and Mataji is going to speak on the first session. So tomorrow on Tuesday at 8 p.m. And that is the topic is going to be Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, first verse. Okay, so kindly, dear devotees, be present and encourage, and also we reflect ourselves as well. And everyone takes a chance to speak, and also this is an opportunity to exhibit yourself, all your self-realizations, and put it in a compacted time within 30 minutes. This is the way of becoming a perfect preacher. Krishna is going to give intelligence from within how to become a preacher. That is very beautiful. It doesn't matter where we are, what we are, whether we speak or not, whether we know the words or not. He will give the intelligence. So this is the Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. So kindly take an opportunity and be present. And also I request dear devotees in the beginning. Later on, Saranya Mataji will organize until Mataji is going on to the proper path. So initially I'll be reaching few devotees, and then we take the turns sequentially. All the devotees needs to speak. Okay, so that is from the announcements point of view for me. I don't have any further updates. And dear devotees, if you have got any further updates or you wanted to share anything, kindly share. And we have got Hina Mataji. So here in our Sangha, we have been seeing in our Japa sessions, Hare Krishna Hina Mataji. It is very beautiful, and we are feeling blissful to see you here and hear you chanting. And we haven't got any chance to hear you, so kindly say a few words if you are available. And okay, so if Mataji is not available or not convenient to unmute, so we will hear later on. Okay, so that's all from the announcement side.
Prabhu, just wanted to quickly let everyone know that we are doing the book distribution on Uxbridge on 17th. Antaranga Prabhu has organized for our group. We'll have a stall there on Uxbridge on 17th, which is a Sunday in the morning between 10 and 12. We'll precisely say the time and everything later on. Antaranga Prabhu is organizing everything. But this is the date. So please make available. Try your best. This is the only one day he has for us. So he's taking our group on that day on Uxbridge. So please be available. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for updating that event on 17th of December. This is
Hare Krishna. Normally when we go out and do the book distribution, and we can also do kirtan on the street. There's often somebody offered to go back to their home for prasadam. I don't know if you know about that, and is it possible with this occasion?
No one is still volunteered like this, Mataji. But if you want to do it, you are more than welcome, Mataji. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. I've got something in my house the following, so following the day before Sabi. Yeah, no, but I'm just mentioning if you ever thought of that, it'd be a really nice cherry on the cake, if you see what I mean.
I understand, Mataji. Maybe we'll still talk to Antaranga Prabhu. Maybe we'll come back to temple after that and have prasadam all together in the temple. I'm not sure. Antaranga Prabhu will give the more details later on his side. So
Okay,
I'll let you know.
It's just an option, no extra option.
Yeah, Haribol Mataji. We'll be out of the house, so it'll be difficult for us to organize as my part.
No, I'm not, I'm not implying you should do it, but it's somebody nearby in the same area, if you see what I mean. That's a normal practice from the temple, but it doesn't have to be, as you say. We can go back to the temple and have prasad.
Yeah, Haribol Mataji. Let's see how it goes.
Because of the cold weather, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And did you announce about your event as well?
I will come near Queensbury. I can, arrange.
Is it near you?
No, if it's near Queensbury, everybody comes.
Oh, well, we'll have it near you next time.
Yeah, because I arranged like once with Divyanam Prabhu and everybody.
Because Antaranga Prabhu said, we can fit in 3 sessions, 3 for the, within the month. If we can do it, we have 2 more space if anybody is interested.
Yeah, I face to come because Coxbridge is very far from, like, people want to come. My home is very far from there to come.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you can have distribution near you, and then we can have prasadam at your. I'm just telling you how it
And it will be
works.
good, yeah, because I have arranged once, like Divinam Prabhu's, like in a with that group, I have arranged prasad on my home, so I don't mind like
What
one
I
day.
mean, we can come to your area and set up a table, and then near
Yeah.
your area, wherever is convenient,
Yeah.
and then we can do the service you're offering.
Yeah, we can have a word with Antaranga Prabhu Minamataji if he wants to change the position instead of Oxbridge, if he wants to come to Queensbury.
No. Don't change just because of that. I'm just he's already he's got his tight schedule. You know, we don't want to
Yes.
sort of interfere with that. I'm just saying this is an option. I'm not forcing anybody into it. It's sort of a nice, service that we can provide. But anyway, we do what we're able to do. Don't worry about it. It's not like a big issue, but I'm just mentioning this is what we do around here, Like for my guru disciple thing, we're going on in doing a kirtan on the street, and then we are actually doing the book distribution, and then coming back to my house for prasada. So I'm just mentioning this is really a nice practice where we can associate fully for that, that event.
Thank you, Mataji. So that is very beautiful. Yeah, maybe Devashish Prabhuji would update also further, liaising with Antaranga Prabhuji. Of course, you're all there, so I'm just only saying. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the updates, and Prabhuji. Anything else, or we shall conclude and continue with further japa? Okay. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha कृपा
Patitanam pavanebhyo
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Vaishnavebhyo
नमो
namo.
Nandi Koti Vaishnavi ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Holy Lord. Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Prabhu.
Prabhu